Who is the best Vice Presidente? Who is the best numero uno? Who is the best bitch boy of Santo Padre? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. Let's get one thing straight. There is only one bitch boy. His name is TAZA, and he shouldn't be sitting to the left of the president. He should be left in the closet. Just put him in there, lock him up, never let him back out again, and maybe we could save Riz's life and protect a few people's asses in the process. Literally. Anyway, let's go, guys. We asked the question, who was the best Santo Padre Vice President / hashtag Mayans MC. Mayans MC. Mayans MC, yes. Who is it? Santo Padre. We've got TAZA, Bishop, easy. And it's a win for easy. Yeah, easy win for easy. Pun intended. 49% of the vote. Bishop came in last with 20%. And TAZA, the guy that takes up the ass, came home in second place with 31% of the vote. So I think Vice Presidente, it is a strange position. It's like a unique position. I know TAZA likes all sorts of positions, but anyway, enough of the TAZA jokes. We've seen different types of VPs over the years. We've seen VPs that have been conflicting with their presidents. We've seen VPs that tend to just fall in line and do whatever the president says. We've seen VPs that flat out kiss the ass of their president. We've seen VPs that try and take out their president so they can become number one. If you look at SOA and Mayans and you look at all the charters, there's been all different types of VPs. Sometimes the VPs are better than the presidents, and sometimes you're thinking, how the hell is this guy even at the table? So it's all different. It all depends on who the VP is. It depends on who the charter is. But we asked the question, who is the best VP Santo Padre had over 5 seasons? And you guys thought it was easy. Reyes. Do I agree with that? Well, let's look at it. We'll go in order. That's why I done the poll. And obviously TAZA was the first VP. Then Bishop became VP at the beginning of season 4. And then not long after that, Easy took over and Easy became VP. I think a good VP is someone that shares the same vision as their president. Someone that, I'm not saying he has to kiss his ass. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he has to fall in line. I'm not saying he has to do everything and agree with everything the president says. But I think that you want a vice president that pretty much has the same goals and the same sort of vision and the same mindset as the pres. You know, you don't want two people that are constantly butting heads. Although it is good for a VP to be able to stand up to a pres. Just like how Jax, now I know in season 2, Jax and Clay, the bickering kind of did affect the club, but you need someone that is willing to stand up to a pres, someone that is willing to maybe go to a different side, someone that's willing to be like, right, well, look, I don't want to do things your way, I want to do things my way. Whereas we never really seen that with TAZA. Now, I think TAZA did fall in line, he did back Bishop, so he was good in that sense. However, he committed the ultimate sin. We can say that TAZA was a good VP in a sense that he was loyal to Bishop and that he was by Bishop's side, and whatever Bishop wanted him to do, he done. But at the same time, Bishop didn't tell him to kill Riz, and TAZA done that. TAZA went behind the club's back, therefore he went behind Bishop's back, and he went behind his president's back when he killed Riz. And there's no forgiveness for that, man. TAZA killed Riz. I can't really look past that. How can he be the best VP when he killed Riz, you know, and he set this whole thing in fucking motion. This whole war was because of him and the fact that he liked to take up the ass. So there's no way I can forgive that. And while you look at Bishop and Easy, they did definitely conflict a lot more with their presidents. They just didn't get along with their presidents. There was less harmony, let's say, at the table. I think when you look at it, even though TAZA from afar looks like he was the better VP, I'm going to say he's the worst VP just for the pure fact that he killed Riz, and he didn't even have the balls to stand up to Bishop. I'm all for agreeing with your president, but when they came to the vote for retaliation on the Fatos, he didn't have the guts to vote against Bishop, even though he wanted revenge, he wanted retaliation. He voted against, this is fucking messed up, he voted against retaliation and then killed Riz so that the club would be forced into retaliation. So TAZA essentially kills Riz so he wouldn't need to vote against Bishop. That's fucking insane. That to me can't be the best VP of all time. No way. Now, you know what? Even though I thought TAZA sucked, I would argue, up until that Riz moment, I'd argue that he was the best VP because he just worked better with Bishop, and the two of them had a much better relationship than Bishop and Alvarez did in season 4, or Easy and Alvarez did, or Bishop and Easy had. So I would say up to the point where he killed Riz, I'd say he was the best VP, but after that, no, definitely not. But moving on to Bishop, 20%. You know, I mean, it's hard to say Bishop's the best VP because, alright, he's the only guy that didn't kill anyone. He's the only guy that's not a rat. But if you look at his entire time as VP, when he was VP to Alvarez, all he did was bicker. All he did was constantly throw jabs at Alvarez and bitch at Alvarez. It just was not going to work out. And when he was Easy's VP, he'd been lied to. Easy essentially says that he was going to get Bishop back in charge, but he kind of sold Bishop out and he betrayed Bishop, so Bishop again had to settle for being VP. And you feel like Bishop always had that resentment towards Easy, and I just don't think they got along. So for me, Bishop is not the best VP either, even though you could take... But then again, I don't think Easy's the best VP because look at what Easy done. Easy essentially fucking voted Alvarez out. So yeah, no, I don't think Bishop was the best VP, but at least he didn't kill anyone, he didn't rat, he kind of fought. You know what? Yeah, so let's talk about Easy. Easy looks like he was getting along with Alvarez, but as soon as Alvarez didn't follow Easy's visions, he basically backstabbed him, he got him out the club, he used the kill switch. Yeah, you know what? I actually think Bishop was the best VP. And it's strange to say that because you guys have voted him with the least amount of votes. And I get it, he was bitchy, he was complaining, but he didn't kill anyone. At least he was willing to show that he wasn't happy with certain leadership. You know what? Yeah, no, I think I might vote Bishop. I think Bishop might have been the best vice president that Santo Padre had. But I would have voted TAZA. I would have said TAZA if he didn't kill Riz. Up till TAZA killed Riz, I think he was the best, but... Nah, I just can't forgive him for killing Riz just because he didn't want to vote against Bishop. That's insane. Anyway, guys, let's check out the comments. Let's see what you guys thought. And obviously, most of you think that Easy was the better VP, but let's see what the comments say. Did they back it up? Miguel Mejia, none of them. Easy automatically gets disqualified for being a rat. If Easy's getting disqualified for being a rat, then TAZA should be disqualified for killing Riz and a traitor. K2 Nade Jebba said nobody. Smoking Ace said Bishop sucks, in my opinion, he's just a big time jealous hypocrite. Jealous of who? Jealous of Easy, jealous of Alvarez? I mean, maybe, but the way Bishop seen it was, like, he did go to Santo Padre, he led Santo Padre, and then Alvarez came and stole the club from him, but then again, Alvarez essentially saved the club as well. If it wasn't for Alvarez, Santo Padre would have been wiped out at the beginning of season 4. Easy did legitimately screw Bishop out of the president's chair, though, so I can understand why he was annoyed at Easy. Rajikel said, we just going to pretend that TAZA didn't cause all the offence to happen? Yeah, I mean, TAZA's to blame here. Mike Silver said, what the fuck, some people voted TAZA, trash-ass VP. Easy was the best to do it. Bumblebee XX2027 said Bishop ain't done nothing. Easy killed a member, TAZA killed a member. Only if Bish and Hank knew TAZA killed Riz, the ending would have been different. Maybe not everyone still died. Bishop did know TAZA killed Riz. Yeah, Bishop did know, and he decided not to tell anyone. And again, that just shows that Bishop's a hypocrite. He is hypocritical because he knew that TAZA killed Riz, and he done it for no fucking no good reason. And he let that go. He let TAZA live, he didn't tell the club, but he was more than happy to take Easy out. So it's like, why did he let TAZA go, but he killed Easy when they both essentially killed members? Is it because Bishop knew by killing Easy he would get the president patch back? Possibly. I mean, that's maybe one reason. But no, it just didn't sit right with me. Like, why didn't Bishop care about TAZA killing Riz, but he cared about Easy killing Creeper? And I'm not going to... wait, I'll take that back. I think he did care. He obviously did care about TAZA killing Riz, but he essentially let TAZA get away with it. So, you know, it is what it is. Joseph217732 said Easy was the best Prez and VP. Like Angel said, no one else could have put the Mayans on top like Easy did. He did put them on top, but he kind of destroyed the club as well. Marcus D. Wright said he also destroyed the club with his ambition. Didn't make him the best in my opinion. Miguel Moa said, that's bullshit. Alvarez had Mayans at the top. End of SO8. Yeah, no, when Alvarez had the Mayans on top and the majority of the Mayans were alive and they were living good lives and they were doing okay, Easy took over and I mean, were they really doing okay? Did they really make that amount of money? You never really felt like the Mayans were living their best life. Even at the end, they took out Sam Dino, but he didn't feel like, they'd got mega money, that they were all living rich. I never just got that feeling. They all died. They had the whole Civil War, the whole Mayan War was essentially started by Easy in the first place. So he was the one that pushed for that. So yeah, I mean, you can argue that Easy put the Mayans on top, but I think he did more to wipe the Mayans out than anyone else, to be honest. Joker95F said, fuck TAZA, everything down because of him. Yeah, I mean, TAZA's the reason that it all went to shit. It's TAZA's fault. It is all TAZA's fault when you think about it. I mean, TAZA fucked up big time. James Toner 3900 said, Bishop was loyal, Easy was a fucking rat who betrayed Alvarez, TAZA fucking killed Riz. So I'm going to assume James Toner voted Bishop, and I can agree. I can agree with that. B-Day Musician said, I voted Bishop for the only scene that made me laugh in all of Season 5. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, he wasn't having it that day. I mean, to be honest, the last couple of seasons, Bishop wasn't having it at all. His characters didn't seem interested. Even the actor, when you look at the actor on Twitter, man, he wasn't enjoying the show. Essence Morris said TAZA. Someone likes TAZA here. Keanu says, to be honest, can't say much. Didn't get a lot of Vice Pres action. No, we didn't, but I think over 5 seasons we got enough. I agree, they didn't show much action as VP. Yeah, but here's the thing. They didn't show much VP action in Mayans MC, but you've got to consider the fact that in SOA, Jax is the main character, and he was the VP for the first 4 seasons. So obviously in Sons, you're going to get a hell of a lot more action from a VP than you are in Mayans. Because, let's be honest, Half-Sack was a great prospect, but by the same argument, compared to Mayans, you could argue that SOA didn't show much prospect stuff because they didn't, in comparison to Mayans' first 2 seasons. It was all about Easy. He was the main character. He was a prospect. Whereas in SOA, as good as Half-Sack was, especially in Season 2, you didn't really get much of Half-Sack. So Half-Sack was a great character, and he was a great prospect. I'm not denying that. But we didn't really get to see much of him. So I think the lack of VP action, definitely in comparison to SOA, is purely based on the fact that the main character of SOA was the VP. And had Easy started the show as VP, I'm sure we would have got a lot more VP action. That's my opinion anyway. You guys can disagree if you want. Relic said, as far as VPs go, Easy wanted to be Prez and betrayed Alvarez in a sense, and TAZA murdered a member that started the whole war in the first place. So Bishop, even though he was brash, at least he was honest and straightforward. I agree. I mean, he didn't really want to be VP. He didn't like being VP. He didn't like working under Alvarez and Easy, but fuck it. He didn't kill anybody. He wasn't a rat. Therefore, by default, Bishop wins. Some Killer 200 said, I don't think he took over out of spite. He was blinded by vengeance. The road they were about to take was going to get fucked. He kicked Alvarez to save his life. That's how I seen it. I don't know. I don't see that. I actually don't see that. So if Alvarez stayed in control of the Mayans, you think that things would have been fucked? If anything, if Alvarez stays in control of the Mayans, I believe that they can work out a deal. I believe they can get Sam Crow's backing to talk Sam Dino out of a war. The fact that Alvarez left the club basically meant that Sam Crow weren't really getting involved. Alvarez had no say in the matter, really, and there was no real connection between the Mayans and SOA, and then the whole war just kind of happened. I think if Alvarez remains in charge, I'm not sure the war happens in Season 5. So, yeah, I mean, because Alvarez was going to vote against the war. He didn't want the war, and I don't think there would have been a war from Sam Dino's side. Now, you could argue Isaac still would have been in charge, so something might have happened, of course, but I think with Isaac in charge, obviously Tig wasn't a big fan of Isaac. I think Sam Crow might have done something. I'm not saying they would have betrayed Sam Dino But I think maybe Sam Crow could have possibly worked out a deal where they tried to get Isaac out so that they didn't go to war with the Mayans, because I don't think you'd want a whole club war, Mayans versus Sun. So I believe if Alvarez was in charge, things would have worked out differently, but yeah, whatever. D8171 said LOA, TAZA won, he's the reason the war started. He didn't win, but he was winning. Yeah, he was winning the poll early on. Ruben Munoz said Bishop because he yeeted another VP and the active president to become pres once again. True, he did. He took out easy. He walloped them, I guess. Jeff Saborowski said Obisobo Laza, and it ain't even close, especially for the last scene where the rat was put down. Big Bishop. Bishop's got a lot of fans in here. He's got a lot of fans in the comments, but he came last in the poll. A little bit strange. Easy was the best VP. Bish wasn't really interested in being VP, and TAZA killed Riz. Easy was willing to get his hands dirty as a VP. Typical Johnny said it would have been better if they stayed in this formation with El Padrino as president and Easy as vice president. I agree, and I think it would have worked. I legitimately believe Easy was happy being vice president. I don't think that Easy wanted to be the mate. I don't think he necessarily needed to be president. I don't think he wanted the power. But as soon as his views and what his vision and future for the club, as soon as that differed from Alvarez, then it was like he couldn't be VP because he and Alvarez didn't want the same thing. Now, I think if Alvarez wanted what Easy wanted, or I think if Bishop was still president in season 4, I think Bishop and Easy sort of had the same vision. They wanted the same thing. I think they would have both wanted the deal with the cartel. I think they would have both wanted to finally put down Sam Dino. So I think Easy could have been a VP, no problem, to Bishop. But it's just he and Alvarez had conflicting vision for the club, so it just didn't really work in the end, and that's why he voted him out with the kill switch. Fernando Gonzalez said Easy was the baddest, the leader. Oh, wait, the badass. Easy was the badass, the leader, right, okay. He was pretty badass. Louis Lee Ioano said TAZA was gay VP and also a trader for killing Riz. Bishop was a little man VP, and Easy was a fucking rat VP. But if I had to pick one out of the three, I would go with the main character, Easy Reyes, even though he was a rat. Yeah, I mean, you're not spoilt for choice here. I would personally go Bishop, because the worst thing he said about Bishop was he was a little man. Is that really the worst thing we've got on Bishop? Yeah, being a little man sucks, but it doesn't suck as much as killing a member, or, being a traitor, or being a rat. Aldo said TAZA fucking killed Riz. Easy was a rat. Bishop is the only loyal one in the list. I agree, Bishop is the only loyal one on the list. David Gomez said TAZA is lucky. He is a nomad. Member, the rest of the Santo Padre members is dead. Gone no more. I wonder someday a future spin-off of Grim Bastard series or a Dogwood Crew spin-off will rise to power, control Santo Padre, and maybe a glimpse of the Swole Boys MC, because they control the majority of Sam Dino territory and had a second chapter that used to be Sam Crow, Sam Dino. I bet the Swole Boys MC found a Sam Crow, Sam Dino abandoned warehouse crate full of weapons like AKs and Uzis and pistol. They might get their hands on and maybe a glimpse of TAZA, a nomad, but return again as new president of Oakland chapter. Mayans MC caused Santo Padre chapter to be extinct by the ATF no more. Yeah. Basically, TAZA's lucky as nomad, or he would have been wiped out. He would have been dead, just like everyone else. Could we see a TAZA return in the future? I mean, maybe. Would he go to Oakland? I mean, I guess Oakland doesn't have a president. It doesn't have a VP. If we got to see what happened to the Mayans after the season finale, I think TAZA could have went to Oakland. I think he could have been the pres. So, no, I think that's a possibility. Would it happen or not? I don't know. But I definitely think that's possible. I could see that happening. I think it's definitely doable. Obviously, TAZA had a long history of being VP. Nobody knows now what he done. His secret is dead with Bishop. So, and he's got the age, he's got the experience. So I think TAZA would have a good chance of being, voted in or appointed president or whatever. But if anyone's going to be president of Oakland, it should be Alvarez. But by this point, I mean, it looks like he's done. It looks like he's out of the club. So We don't know. Anthony says Anthony. Realist says none. Okay, fair enough. I mean, the options aren't great. Louis Ray said, Bish, obviously at the end of the day, no matter how good of a leader Easy was, he was a rat and he betrayed the club. Bishop has been loyal since he joined. That's true. That's true. Glenn Miller said, the deal was easy given information on Galindo. Only Galindo, the club, as Brilliant Angel were outside of the deal, but the Mayans don't see it that way. No, I agree. It's not like Easy was ratting on the club, but the way the Mayans view it is, I mean, a rat's a rat. They don't necessarily care if you're not ratting on the club. They just don't fucking like rats, because they might view it as, well, here, if you're a rat one day, then maybe the next day you can rat on us. So they just don't like rats in general. And Easy obviously being a rat while being in the club, they're not going to be happy with that, are they? And then he did kill Creeper as well. Easy ordered the hit on Creeper since the MC was going to find out he was a rat. Yeah, that was the final nail in the coffin for Easy. Temps DG said, Bishop literally covered up the fact that TAZA killed another member, kept it hush-hush for TAZA, yet screamed from the rooftops when it came to Easy, all because he wanted the president's seat. Voted his own cousin out of the club because, again, he wanted the president's seat. Shake my head, loyal to the club, my ass. He was loyal to himself, couldn't even be loyal to his female that gave him a chance despite being a dick. Wow, Temps, I agree. Big time agree. Everything you said was right. The guy showed subjective outrage when it came to members being killed. TAZA kills Riz, and that's fucking fine. Easy kills Creeper, and obviously that's the worst thing ever to him, and he's got something to gain. He knows if he could kill TAZA, I mean, he could put TAZA up for a vote. TAZA could get Mr. Mayhem, but what's that do for Bishop? Doesn't get him president's seat, but killing Easy does get him back in charge. Like you said, he did vote Alvarez out. He knows Alvarez's history, the Alvarez being El Padrino, Alvarez being the founder. We're all supposed to respect Alvarez, but respect for Alvarez went out the window when Bishop thought there was a chance to get the president's seat back. And then, like you said, he wasn't even loyal to his woman, even though he was a dick and he was lucky to get a chance. And I mean, I guess he's just not a nice person, is he, Bishop? He's a bit of an arsehole. What difference does that make? You can tell you're a rat in the streets, I guess. Cult of Indecision said, TAZA literally murdered a member. He's automatically out. Well, if that's the case, then so should Easy be out too. Justin Brantley said, then Easy would be out too then. Cult of Indecision said, true, yeah, he killed the president. That was right after a war. It wasn't a direct Santo Padre member, so it's a little bit different, but not by much. He killed Creeper. Creep was definitely the most down member of Santo Padre. Yeah, but he was killed while Easy was president. TAZA should have been killed by his brothers to fear their rules. Okay, but how's that any different? He killed a brother without a vote. That's like saying it would have been okay for Clay to have Tig kill Opie without a vote because he was the president at the time. That doesn't make any sense, my guys. I mean, they all should have. Each member at that final table, except for Bottles, has killed a Mayan. I hate to say it, but when you look back at the season for Kanchi was right. Santo Padre needed to go. Kanchi was right. I mean, Kanchi says that this charter needs to go. This charter has caused all this. He told Alvarez, it wasn't us, SA. We didn't start this, SA. Kanchi was right. I mean, when you look at everything Santo Padre done, they were just hungry for power, and they essentially started the whole Mayan Civil War. They were killing people left, right, and centre. And hell, even after the beef was supposedly put behind them, and they agreed to a truce, he still had Easy killing Kanchi. So, yeah, I know that Santo Padre were to blame. And without Santo Padre, the Mayans would have been thriving and we wouldn't have had the war with the sun. So, I mean, everything would have been better. Even originally, Santo Padre, they screw over the deal with Sam Crow and the guns and the Fatos in Season 2. So, yeah, no, everything Santo Padre done, it essentially affected every other club in a negative way. So, yeah, Santo Padre, I think, are to blame for everything on this show when you think about it. But anyway, guys, that is it. You voted in the poll. You believe that Easy was the best VP, with TAZA in second and Bishop in last place. Look, I think Bishop is a little small man syndrome. I totally get that. He's an asshole. But when you factor in that he isn't a rat and he didn't kill anybody without a vote, then I think he probably is the best VP. But if you look at his time at VP, all he did was bitch. It's difficult. All three members weren't great. TAZA was a good VP until he killed Riz. Easy was a good VP until he Foto Alvarez. You know what? I would probably give it to Easy. Because during his time, he didn't kill Creeper till after. So he didn't kill Creeper. He didn't kill Creeper till he was president. So I don't know, maybe Easy is the best vice president here out of the three. I'm not sure. Either way, none of them compare to Jax. None of them compare to Chibs. So yeah, much better VPs than what we have here. And I'm sure Tig's also doing a good job as VP in SOA Season 8 off screen. Anyway guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Been Fog Entertainment. Thanks for watching, and peace.